Greetings and salutations. It's Saturday, July 7th, 2018. Let's walk around. Wow, something new. Start to plant the Carl Forsters. This is in the Carl bed. These two are in the Carl bed. And I can show you the plants for that one shortly. And we have a rock. And this rock has to be laid down. Rocks don't stand up. Only after avalanches do they stand up. After that, they eventually fall over and are submerged in the ground, usually about a third. So let's back up and see what we've done here. There's a Carl Forster. So we have Carl Forsters on the left side of the path, the right side of the path, and then we have native plants. So this is dry Leicester with an nannyberry bush in the background. And then on the other side of the nannyberry bush, against the fence, is the wet Leicester. Everything is planted. As you can see, wet Leicester has been mulched. And if you recall, I had a challenge with the mulch. So I can talk about that in a second as to what I'm going to do. The challenge being that the mulch was infected, if that's a word, with roots of creeping bellflower, and I'm very concerned that even though I distributed it by the handful, I may still have missed some of the creeping bellflower roots, so I have to watch very closely for that. Anyhow, let's go this way. So mulching is the next challenge here. Oh, and I moved this rock to be the edge, to be at the edge as opposed to, it was in the middle, separating two earlier beds. And where the gravel is, and actually under the rock as well, is landscape fabric, because I don't want things growing through there. And I may stick a couple of plants just to the right of the rock. This, where the rocks are, happens to be the lowest spot in these stones, in this stone surface. So now they will naturally drain down this little channel here at the edge of the bed and make it vaguely wetter than some other parts of dry Leicester. Now, here's the bonus. Now, once we get here's a frog. We had someone come to the house once and do some work. And he said to me, he said, "Wow, you guys have a lot of frogs in here." I went, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yes, there's one on this base." Oh, okay. There's one spouting water into the pond. One of the things I got him to do was put this frog faucet. Nope, sorry about that. It's a nice faucet. This faucet I purchased probably 25 years ago in Edmonton, and it's been laying in the basement for several years. And so I had him attach that to be our water faucet for the front yard. So we got 1, 2, 3 frogs in the front, and we discovered there were 3 more in the backyard. So we have a lot of frogs. So our roses appear to be done for the year. There could be some red ones still to come. And of course, as we know, this is creeping bellflower, and we will not get into that now. If you look at seal, seal is doing very happy. Seal is very happy. This is shady seal with a Solomon seal at the front. Here's more shade to the end of shady seal. And then behind the tree is sunny seal. And of course the plants that stick out the best at the moment, are the most obvious, are these blue vervains. But everything here is doing well. Everything is doing well. Sometimes they grow out of focus, but let's see if we can... No, you can't find that for some reason. So, now, let me come back out here, and here's my bonus. A pile of mulch. Just as I'm about to start planting, on Thursday, I hear a lot of banging across the street. And my neighbor is getting her tree stumps ground up. They had 3 trees removed earlier. So, if you don't ask, you never find out. So I went over and asked her. I said, may I have your mulch for my beds? And oh, yes. So she was going to get rid of the whole thing. She gave me the mulch from one tree, kept 2 for herself, to mulch her own beds, which were not mulched. And so this is a bonus, and that will be enough mulch. That's about a yard at the most. That should be enough mulch to mulch dry luster and Carl. And if not, then we'll figure it out. Let's go in the backyard. I have one thing to show you back there. These are doing well. I have their companions still to plant, 2 more of them. Yes, this one is not too bad, but the other 2 coleus could do a bit of water. These over here. I really get the sun whacked at them in the afternoon. They're my last 2 coleus to plant, probably in the big pot we just saw, and in this big pot, 1 in each. And here we come again. Greetings and salutations. Let's go in the backyard. Oh, that's right, I have to start up the water. I need to fill this rain barrel up. It's not really a rain barrel when you fill it up from the public water. Here's the rest of the plants. Two Carl Forsters, and then a tray of plants for Carl, and my 20 pussy toes that I still need to plant in dry luster. And they may get moved around a little bit depending upon, they need some good sun, so I have to make sure that they're in appropriate areas. If I look in the backyard, the bouncing betties are about to blossom. Here comes the first one. As I mentioned, these smell like cotton candy. Let's see if that's still the case. Very faint at this time. It could be a little bit too new. And over yonder is the Oregon fleabane, and the red flowers in between them is monarda. The backyard is definitely wild. And here it is. I am 6 feet tall. The camera is at eye level, so the camera is at 5'4". So you can see these plants are almost 5 feet. Some of them are 5 feet. So we are This backyard is looking very, very good. The peonies are done. Peonies are done by the end of June. There's a couple that are going to plug their way through. You can see them from here. Let's see, where we go. There they are. There's a couple of stalks of peonies, a couple of blossoms of peonies, and this thing that's towering above them, that's creeping bellflower. And that is going to be difficult to extricate it from the roots, but that's a future challenge. I must not let that go blossom and go to seed. And with that, it's a very nice day. It's going to be warm today. I think it's going to be, with the humidex, it's going to be almost plus 40 here today. So it is going to be a warm day, but it looks like to be a very, very nice day. And with that, greetings and salutations. See you soon.